This is video 10.8, volume of pyramids and cones. First of all, let's talk about the difference between a pyramid and a prism. And we've discovered that a pyramid has 1/3 of the volume of a prism with the same size base and height. We also know that a cone has 1/3 the volume of a cylinder with the same size base and height as the cone. So we're going to look at two different formulas here. The formula for finding the volume of a pyramid is base times height divided by 3, or you could do 1/3 times base times height. The volume of a cone is the same, base times height divided by 3, or what's different is that the base is pi r squared because our base is a circle. So let's apply this to a couple of different problems. Here we have a pyramid. We're going to take base times height divided by 3, and that's going to give us the volume of this pyramid. Our base is a 15 by 15 base times the height of the pyramid. Now here's where it's different. The height of a pyramid is from its point to the center of the base, right? So this is no longer slant height like we were using when we were calculating surface area. Now we're looking at the height of the pyramid. So that's 35. 15 times 15 times 35 is 7,875 divided by 3. And if we do that division, we get 2,625 meters cubed would be the volume of this particular pyramid. So it's the same as calculating the volume of a prism, but multiplying it by 1/3 or dividing it by 3. Now let's compare this to finding the volume of a cone. Again, we're taking base times height divided by 3, or you can multiply by 1/3. For this cone, the base has a radius of 7. So to find the base, we're going to take 7 squared pi times the height of the cone. And again, this is height, not slant height. So this is going to be from the tip of the cone to the base, the center of the base, which is 19 inches. And all of this is going to be divided by 3. So if we do the math here, we get 49 pi times 19 divided by 3, or 931 pi divided by 3, which gives us 310 1/3 pi meters cubed would be the volume of this cone. Now, sometimes you're looking for an unknown dimension, and for this particular cone, we're looking for height. Now we know the volume. We're going to use the same formula. 31,705 millimeters cubed is our volume, and that should equal our base, which is 29 squared pi, times our height, which we don't know at this point, divided by 3. Now I'm going to start by undoing my divided by 3, and I'm going to divide both sides by multiply both sides by 3. This will give me on this side 95,115 equals 29 squared is 841 pi times the height. Now I'm going to divide both sides by Well, actually, let's start by multiplying 841 times pi, or 3.14, which would give us 2,640 and 74 hundredths times height equals 95,115. And then we're going to divide both sides by 26, or 2,640 and 74 hundredths. Because we want to find height. We're going to end up with approximately 36 millimeters. So our height is approximately 36 millimeters. And again, this is approximation because we had to use 3.14 for pi. Alright, now let's look at a shape. This is a cylinder and a cone, and we're looking for what the volume would be if this cylinder had a cone shape cut out of the middle of it. And so how would we calculate the overall volume? So we need to find the volume of our cylinder, and we need to find the volume of our cone. Our cone is base times height divided by 3. So it's got a radius of 11, so it's 11 squared pi times 26 over 3. Notice it's telling us to leave this in terms of pi, so I'm going to do that. So I've got 121 times 26 times pi over 3, which then becomes 3,146 pi over 3. I'm going to divide by 3, and I end up with 1,048 and 2/3 pi. And this is inches cubed. And this is the volume of the cone that's been cut out of the inside of my cylinder. Now I need to calculate the volume of my cylinder. My cylinder is the base times the height. So my base is 46 inches in diameter, so that means it's 23 squared for a radius pi. This will calculate my base. My height is here, so that's going to be times 26. If I multiply this out, I get 529 times 26 times pi, or 13,754 pi inches cubed is my cylinder. Now I need to subtract these two to find out what the volume of this particular shape is. So I'm going to take 13,754 pi, and I'm going to subtract from it 1,048 and 2/3 pi. And I can do this because they're both in terms of pi. And I end up with 12,705 and 1/3 pi inches cubed is the volume in terms of pi of my shape, or my cylinder, after the cone has been removed. Now there are two problems for you to try here to practice what you've learned in the video. This is the end of the video on the volume of pyramids and cones.